Gwennetta, Wright.
And I'm Deonta B.
And welcome to Gwen's Business Corner with Deonta B. Genius Talk Editions. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing?
Good. How are y'all? We're excited to have all of you here with us because this topic is just going to be off the roof.
Right.
Especially after we just talked to publicists and we really didn't understand it all that much.
Yeah. We got it. We got
it.
it a little bit, but you know, the difference between the two. So to hear what they say, what y'all say is going to be interesting. We can compare, right? Mm-hmm. And viewers, you'll get to know because we know that a lot of you all are leveling up, you know, in your businesses. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of you all are looking for publicists, you know. You want to go be on those magazines and those blogs, and you want to work those red carpets, and, you know, your brands want to get your names out there.
Be on the big screen.
Be on the big screen. You want to walk the runway. And so you need managers.
Yeah.
You know, you need managers to get you there. But the publicists also help you along the way. So we want to hear from the managers today to see what do you all need in order to level up. And what do managers really do? Because we think that a lot of people have a certain perception of what you think a manager should do. And then you go hire them and then you be mad, right? They be mad at y'all? Right? Y'all be mad because you're like, oh, they were supposed to do this, do this, do that. But I think what the problem that I've seen, and I'm just getting into it already without y'all even introducing yourself, but what the problem that I see is that people want a manager to do the work for them.
Yes.
Right? They want them to do the work for them without realizing that a manager is supposed to only enhance you. Right?
Absolutely.
I know that part.
Yep.
And then you still got to do the work. You still got to be the brand. And you still got to put yourself out there too. So before I get to preaching, right? Because, you know, this is a passionate topic of mine, right? I ain't nobody manager, but I guess I'll be doing some brand management in 2019. But, you know, I just know y'all sorry and lazy. So before y'all, you know, everybody want to level up in 2019. Everybody's talking about this big 2019. So if you think you need a manager for 2019 to take your brand to another level, that's why we have this panel. Genius Talk is all about us educating you, right? Making sure you understand what you're getting yourself into. So let's get right into it.
Yeah, because it's the New Year's revolution. Everybody's getting geared up for it. Like I said, 2019, everybody want to level up. So
let's hear it.
Let's learn. Let's learn how to level up. Because some of us are just not ready to level up.
Right.
So we got to get you there.
Absolutely.
So before we get started and get into the questions, I'm going to have everybody on the panel. I want y'all to introduce yourself to the viewers. Let them know what you do, you know, what you do currently. If you worked in the industry before, let them know about your business, and then we'll jump right into it. You get to go first since you're sitting next to me.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, thanks for having me. This is a pleasure and an honor to be here and to talk to the viewers about artist management. My name is Lamont McIntosh. I had the pleasure of being in the entertainment industry for about 7 to 8 years, working with an independent artist. I won't name their names unless we get into that a little bit later. But I was a co-founder of their particular label and their brand, and did every aspect of artist management. So, and I did that subsequently at the same time, but simultaneously, I should say, a financial professional where I help people with investments, different insurance, retirement stuff, liquid investment stocks, bonds, you name it. And so I did that to kind of have the best of both worlds.
Yes.
We also know that entertainers and a lot of talented folks out there need that guidance as well. We don't have traditional jobs. You're creating your own. So you don't have a 401k, you typically don't have a pension, and you don't have some of those other benefits that you would get through a corporate or a government job. Yeah. So I decided I wanted to be on both sides of the pendulum. And so artist management is what my experience is, and what I currently do now, I'm a financial professional.
Nice. And they need you, baby.
Yeah, they learn how to invest.
We'll talk about how to get in touch with me. You know?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, my name is Miss Nickee, one word, no periods. And I'm Miss Nickee the brand, and I'm the owner of Diva Day International. I am a hair, beauty, and fashion industry professional. I'm not a manager, I'm an agent. There's a big difference. Okay. And I work with models, makeup artists, hairstylists, singers, brands. With the Miss Nickee the brand part of my agency, we're divisioned off. I do social media brand marketing. So I take brands and their social media and I build it to build their revenue. I help people with their grooming to get them to the next level, to get them into the bigger agencies that may want them. Everybody can't have everything.
Right.
And I don't have the connection to Balenciaga.
Okay.
But I can get you there so they want you.
Right.
That's what I do.
Right.
So I do the training. I'm licensed and bonded in 6 different states. So my models can work internationally and nationally. I am an international runway coach, so I teach in Africa and Romania. I do a lot in the hair, beauty, and fashion industry. Been doing it since I was 13. So now I have my own company full time. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
And I love what I do, and that's the blessing of being in my position, because I get up every day and I get to do exactly what I love and make money.
Okay.
Awesome.
I am BaLinda MiChaels. I am the CEO and owner of BaLinda MiChaels Talent Agency. We are located in Johns Creek, Georgia. Basically, we represent actors and models, and we kind of put them in commercials and TV and films, focusing on side projects.
My name is Jay Wise. I represent the Playlist Party, ATL, and Wise Management. I pretty much do like artist development for the up and coming artists in the city, and I pretty much like you grooming them for the models. I groom them for like record labels. A lot of the guys that artists that came through my system are getting signed right now, and they building their brands up. So this all goes together. Artist manager to me is like a brand builder in its own. So it's like, and we pretty much had to find guys like Lamont on the financial part. Yeah. But he was all in one. You know, he did both sides. But
and see, that quick money, you need somebody like him to show you how to invest it.
Yeah, so it's like it all works together. So, you know, a manager in my field helps put their team together, get their publicists, get their financial advisor, and, you know, help them with their brand so they won't get jerked over. Have a competitive edge when they go sit down and sign these deals. So.
Nice.
Interesting. Wow. Like, see, because some of y'all didn't see me y'all bios. So I didn't know, like, I knew what some of y'all did by some of the research that we did, but y'all all actually, y'all better than what I thought as far as a combination. Right. Because y'all all touch, like, really all the areas that all of y'all need, really. So, okay, Judy, let's jump into this thing.
All right, so we like to jump right into the ladies. So, first off, I want to know what led you guys into the entertainment industry, and then how you decided to go behind the scenes. Because I think it's very important for people to understand the behind the scenes, because most people, they just see the talent. But, you know, people don't realize you don't need to know the talent, you need to know the behind the scenes person if you really want something to happen. So what made you guys tap into that behind the scenes and really put that brand out there?
Well, what made me tap into the behind the scenes was I used to play basketball, and when I went to school, I got a lot of bench. I was like, man, I was on the bench. I went to a D1 school. I really don't talk about it too much. And I was like, man, you realize that like all this politics that goes into you being on this 12-man, 15-man roster, and your odds of being into the league or going to the next level. So all this time you have these hoop dreams, you get to college, you be like, dang, I'm just, my odds are real slim.
1 in a million.
Yeah, 1 in a million. So I was like, man, forget basketball. I'm about to go back home to the A. But I also knew I didn't want to be in no cubicle, or I didn't want to do nothing where I get up and do things like same thing every day. So I went to school for media production, and I got into film. I was more into film first. That's how I met Lamont. Yeah. I did a video for one of his artists, and I was like, as I was doing that, I kind of got led into the music part. You know, it's like they all go together, and pretty much it was like cool. It kind of fell onto me. It's not nothing I thought I was gonna be doing, like managing and stuff. It kind of like
fell in your lap.
So I just like everybody getting signed on this platform I built, and I'm not catching none of the plays. So I was like, I'm like everybody blowing up, coming through there, getting big deals like with Epic Records and all this. So it's like I got to figure out how I can just like catch it. But the managers was the ones that was running these people around, and they be the ones that get like a percentage of the deal that they set them up. You know, so I was like, I can do this because they all come to me first. So I started this Playlist Academy. So I had like Jeezy, Future, them come on, and I put these artists before them, and so they can see them, get some exposure. And I was like, all right, the ones that I thought was best, I keep them for myself. So, you know, and I put them on at the right time so they can get more exposure and they can get a better look.
Strategic.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like, so after that, you know, a couple of people got signed, so now people come to me to ask for the talent. Like beforehand, so like I can put y'all on there, people stalking y'all right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but it's all in influence and,
That's right.
and, you know, consistency. That's all it's really about, being consistent with whatever you do and putting out a quality brand and building your brand and keeping it consistent. And so it's like.
That's how it happened with me.
Yeah.
And I started out as a model. And, you know, in the industry, plus women, they don't see us as models.
Right.
But I was cold with it. So, but the thing about it is, if you're in a situation and it's a whole bunch of girls that are this size, and you're the only one that's this size, you better be better than everybody else that's standing in that line. And that's how I got in it and then behind the scenes, because my position was, I was the one discriminated against because I was plus size. Right. And I said, well, how can I change the narrative? I ain't getting ready to complain about it because I'm a boss. I ain't complaining about nothing. I'm getting ready to change the situation. Right. So what I started doing is seeing other girls that were my size and my height, and they wanted to do it, but they didn't have anybody to go to because nobody wanted to take a chance on a plus size girl. Now, what I didn't do was cut myself out. I did not deal with standard size girls either. I just said a model is a model no matter the size. You got to be technically trained. So I got technically trained. I went to school. I went and got my license. I'm a licensed esthetician, so I do makeup. Right. And in that, start meeting other girls. And I'm looking at them like, oh, you damn, how you cute, you know. And then I started building relationships with boutiques and designers. Designers that were new, they vets now, didn't have models. I said, well, let me and my girls come over and we'll be your models and you can fit us and we can take pictures for helping them with their lookbooks. Just start putting people in. And then showing them, oh, they can walk too. Because they always said plus girls couldn't do it. Right. And then I started training the girls. Then the standard girls start coming. Well, I want to learn how to walk like that because we were doing the standard agency walks and they couldn't believe who are they learning from? So what made me get into it was so much discrimination in the industry on beauty. And people wouldn't let a plus size girl sell hair. Hair ain't got no size, it just got height and volume. Right. So why I got to be a size to sell it? Right. So when I start making those points heard and start bringing in girls and hair companies and designers, they're like, wait, who is this? And where she comes from and how she know this? Because I had to look at who's being discriminated against and why. And how can I turn that around? Yep. But I had to make them better. So I went and got, I had 3 degrees, 2 certifications, because I knew I had to be better than what was already out there. Right. And as a plus girl, we already got that strike against us coming through the gate. I've come to a training class, and please, I don't know if you can cuss on this thing or whatever.
We on Facebook.
Okay. Well, I've come into a training class as I am. And I've heard, standard size girls as I walk past, what her fat ass gonna teach me? Bitch, you better Google me. But I don't say that. I just walk in and then I turn around, turn the music on, let me see you. And then I walk. And they like, oh, that's Miss Nickee? And yeah, one word, no period. Just right. But you have in this industry because you're judged based. It's 95% visual judgment in the industry, and because you got to come in with a personality, with power, with a silent power that you don't have to say it out your mouth. You just walk in and then have to see it. But these are things that I had to teach these girls to be confident from within, so that they can own the position they want to be in. So I start working on the inside of the girls. Because hurt people and stay broke. Sure. So I had to fix them. Or help them fix themselves so that we can come up in an industry where people looked at us and didn't automatically judge us and say no. Right.
That's awesome.
Because now if you look at industries, modeling agencies now everybody want a plus division. Right. Models that I have now are now Ashley Stewart's models. You know what I'm saying? These are girls that came with me, didn't know how to walk, didn't know how to present themselves. But now you can... Every time you go on the computer, you see them in ads, paid, working with different brands, big brands, paid. But I came into it because we don't have to discriminate. We can fix it.
I want to
Wow.
just rebuttal a little bit on what you said. I completely understand where you're coming from, but I will say this: there is a market for plus girls.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that there's not a market, honey. We done told the door in. We done kicked the door off the hinges. The market is there, but when I came in, there was not, years ago.
Okay.
There was not, and I'm talking years ago.
Everybody was the typical model
Exactly.
height and everything. So what she said in those years. So
right.
now you can do anything.
Now you can do anything. But it wasn't that, and you gotta understand I'm over 40. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I came in the game, I was 13. I was 13 and a big busted chick. And you telling me I can't. So I had to say that I can.
Right.
And then there wasn't a door then. Oh, there's a big door now because we in that thing. We making coins. But, I'm just saying it wasn't. And that's why I got behind the scenes, because working in the scene, I was making my mark and people were seeing me like, oh, that big girl. And it was never by my name. Oh, the big girl's good. Oh, the plus size girl's good. It was never Miss Nickee is good.
Right.
Nicole is good. It was always the big girl. So being that one we would do a show with 10 scenes, 60 girls, 2 plus girls in one scene. So in that one scene, I had to kill the game so they could remember me by the next 9 scenes that happened. And I did that for years until they start seeing she bringing girls that look like her in and they as bad as her.
Right.
Who is she and where is she getting these girls and how is it coming about? And now, my girls the bomb got everything. And I got small girls and plus size girls. So I teach them all together the same.
Okay. So let's go to the next question. Where I heard from both of you all, which is something that we need to tap on, which is I heard influence and development and strategies. So what is your advice to someone, or maybe not advice, but what do you say to people who are trying to build a brand, trying to get booked, when it comes to networking and building relationships?
Look, you see me look over you like.
What do I say to, you're saying to talent that trying to get booked?
Yeah, if they're, you're out here, before you even get a manager, even if you have a manager, you don't have a manager, what is your advice in the topic of building relationships, being an influencers or being around people of influence?
I'll just put it like this. My advice to talent, period. Okay. My advice would be, if you don't have an agent, that is okay. Now, I'm a talent agent, by the way, and if you don't have one, that is okay. That doesn't mean that you can't be successful. Right. And it doesn't mean that you cannot get, quote unquote, projects that can actually help you go to the next level. It doesn't mean that. But having an agent, it just kind of enables you a little bit better. Why? Because talent agents talk to producers, casting directors, and directors every day, all day long. So the thing is, they have that connection, that daily connection with these industry professionals. So being connected to them is only going to enhance your career. Why? Because now I can go and say, hey, I have a plus size, beautiful black female right here that is blah, 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 blah. And the fact that I already have a connection with them, hey, they're going to listen to me a little bit better than maybe you. But if you don't have an agent, you still can make your own connections with casting directors. How can you do that? When you go to a casting call, you go with a casting director and stuff like that, make sure that you send them, an email within an hour after you go to that casting call, so that they'll remember you and say, hey, this is BaLinda MiChaels. I just wanted to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to audition for you. This way, they're going to remember you. Trust me. When I was a casting director, after an audition, it was really interesting how many actors did not do that. And I would say only maybe 2% Realistically, only 2% of actors actually contacted me and says, "Oh my God, BaLinda MiChaels, thank you so much for the opportunity." Yada yada. I remembered them,
Right.
but the one, I remembered them. So that type of thing is important, and just keeping the connection with industry professionals. You know what? Invite somebody out to lunch. I mean, hey, I do it to directors, so why can't you do it?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you want to come to lunch? You know, you can talk to them. This way I can talk to them about my talent. You know what I mean? And see if I can get him or her in that project and stuff like that. So communication is really important to be able to have that with industry professionals. That's my advice.
Yeah, and I would say, you talked about network. I said relationships is key. It's just like any other profession. You said it's a big word, professional, industry professionals.
That's right.
I think any artist, and I'm talking from the music artist standpoint, we're in Atlanta. It was a saying that you can throw a rock and hit a rapper in Atlanta, right? And
Model too.
Yeah, right. So I mean, this is Black Hollywood, as they call it. So for me and the artists that I work with, I used to always suggest and really strongly encourage to be out on the scene, right? I met Jay Wise being out on the scene. We booked him as a professional to do something that we needed to be done.
That's right.
And so many artists try to take the shortcut and not work with professionals. They want to work with their homeboy or their homegirl or somebody, their mama.
No
shortcut. Yeah. And then per request emails. You know, I'm gonna tell you, this is a trick you can do with any business. I don't care if you sent it to me. Per your request emails. All you do is put in the top with email, per your request. And inside your comp cards, your music, your bio, and then they be like, did I ask for that? Because they gonna question themselves, did they ask for it?
Y'all better get that done.
Put
That was
it in
a good
the
one.
subject, per your request. And they open those before it be like, hello, good morning. Hi, my name is. But if per your request in there, then they think they asked for something.
Oh, girl, that was a good nugget. Go ahead.
I like to piggyback on that because you're absolutely right. You were saying, follow up.
Yeah.
That's what I got from you when you said talking to casting directors. But you got to remember, we used to try to get placement on big blogs.
That's right.
So Hip Hop DX or Complex or Double XL Mag, right? Like you said, when they open up their email box, they're getting it from every time they can hang, right? Without trying to see it. So having little nuggets like that helps you understand that. But building with people that are on the come up as well, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're in Atlanta, there are a lot of talented people. We were talking in a lot before the airing that, it takes about 6 to 8 years sometimes for people to actually get in the position of strength.
Exactly.
But if you're building with them along the way up, when they get in that position of strength, they're only going to be able to enhance you further. And just because we say 6 to 8 years, that's a range, right? That it can happen in 6 months, it can happen in 12 months. It's lightning strikes, right? But my point is, build with people where you're at and continue to foster those relationships. The artists I work with didn't have a lot of resources. I spent a lot of my own money out of my pocket because my background is I played professional basketball in Europe for 10 years. I fell in this industry because I just had I believed in somebody, I had the time and I had some resources, but I couldn't spend all my money on that artist. What we did was we was out 4 to 5 times a week at showcases, at networking events, at A3C festivals, things like that, going to get to meet other industry professionals and building a team from videographers to publicists to DJs to tastemakers, curators, anybody that would have an opportunity to be influential so that now I have a personal relationship. Right. You said taking them to lunch. There's a personal element to all these relationships. Right. You would do this as a financial professional. I do it all the time. I want to make Miss Nickee no dots, right? Periods, right? No period. I would invite her to lunch because I want her to get to know me as a person. Because people don't want to work with people they don't like.
That's right.
At this point.
Come on.
Then they also just think that you just trying to use them.
Right.
So you want to, first of all, I think that people should actually do some research and learn who the players are in that field. And then go be around those people. Like they have an event, or you just out like something like this. This is my first time meeting y'all, but somebody told me about y'all from the work that that she did. So I said I'm gonna go now because somebody told me about you. So it's like your working relationship with people, and you just being persistent and consistent. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make you.
That's the word, consistent.
And it's funny that you guys said that because myself and Miss Nickee, I met Miss Nickee over 10
Jesus.
years ago, before I even
Jesus.
lived in Atlanta, when I was just a model,
Right.
coming back and forth,
That's
before I
what
was an
I know,
actress,
yeah,
before I
yeah.
was in radio, before I was in anything.
Mhm.
And this was just, and I had been a model forever. And, you know, I paid attention to how she was as a person, to how she moved, how she trained, how she did every single thing that she did. And she probably doesn't even know that. But back then, because I was a model coach too at that time. And she was just like on point. Everything she did was on point. Wardrobe was on point. Where you gotta go was on point. Makeup was on point. I mean, everything was on point. And that was before I even got here. And then, you know, who knew this was how many years later?
You see her interviewing, right?
Now,
Right,
and when I thought about who's best in the model game to tell models what they need to know and having a model manager, and she's the first person that pops in my mind.
It's crazy.
And I haven't even seen her on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, she hasn't been in my newsfeed or anything, but it's like, that's how relationships are.
Yeah.
And I don't see her all the time, but whenever I see her,
It's always
we're talking
love.
about
It's like,
love,
yeah.
and we're always talking about some next level
Yeah.
things.
Every time
So,
I see her,
you know,
every
relationships, you guys need to get this. So,
Yeah.
relationships are very important because sometimes it might not resurface until 10 years later.
I want to add one quick thing, and speak for Miss BaLinda, but take it like this. Her relationship, she may have a crop of people that she always suggests for roles. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but that's how it works.
Right.
In basketball and acting and everything.
Mhm.
Right.
GMs have a certain pool of people that they
Come
go
on,
to
say it.
that
Mhm.
because they're reliable, the relationship is good, all that
Be
good
on
stuff.
time.
Be all that. Because I'll give you an example between me and Jay Wise. Like, we had did other work together, but because of the relationship and the playlist party was the biggest thing happening in the city, and we got it on the front end of this whole thing. And I'm sure we ain't get the same deal as everybody else got. I'm sure we got a different deal.
Low.
I'm
We got
100%.
low. It was low.
Exactly. That's what
You know,
relationships do.
But it was still on the.
But
on
you
the
have a
principle.
relationship.
But
Right.
we booked them first.
Yeah,
That's the difference.
Yeah. Y'all, they booked.
People think you try to get the, you can't get the, let me look into the camera. You can't get the hookup on first try. You don't know nobody.
Right.
They had a relationship.
Somebody. Yeah.
Tell them again. People in the
You
back.
can't get the hookup when you first working with somebody.
You gotta break bread.
You
first.
gotta break bread.
Yeah.
Then you get the
You'll
hookup.
spend money doing anything else. Like, we'll probably
You'll
get the
get the
merch in a
hookup.
minute, but you'll go buy a polo all day long, but you're gonna buy your man t-shirt who's out here trying to.
Right next to
But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Invest in your own success.
Ooh, invest in
Yeah.
yourself.
And that's what
Invest.
we
She
said,
said
'cause
that. I have to say,
Yeah.
she said that, and that is so important. Invest in your career as an actor. As an actor, I swear I'm saying this to every actor on the planet.
Say on the planet.
On the planet.
This is my professional opinion that I could just voice forever. You have to invest in yourself, meaning you have to get professional headshots. Please do not go in your backyard
Right.
Or in
and
your
take a picture
driveway.
with your phone
Come
and then go
on.
to Walmart and blow it up and send it.
Jesus.
Because that is not what Fox and
Okay.
ABC, they don't want to
They
see
don't want
that.
to see that.
Please do not do your resume in a Word format to where when I receive it, it's all like
Over the
that.
place.
Can we get a PDF? Can we get?
And when it comes to your
Photoshop?
demo reel, you need, if you are, let's just say you are considered an independent actor, if so, you want to say, make sure that you go and do quality independent project.
Yes.
So that you can take that footage and make yourself a
use
demo
it.
reel.
Yes.
Now, when you're putting your demo reel together, make sure you go to a professional.
Come on. Not
Videographer. Okay.
Not Windows Movie Player.
You have to make it all professional. And with saying all that, professional headshot, professional resume, professional demo
It costs a
reel.
little money.
And
It do.
above all, ongoing training.
Yes.
Ongoing training. When you
Yeah.
combine all that, that means you're going to have to put a little money
Invest
into yourself.
in your own
into you.
success.
To say, hey, I believe in me. When I was a casting director, BME casting, I should say, I decided I really wanted to open up an agency. It was something that I really wanted to be able, and some of the things he said, like being able to mold and stuff like that, actor, and have a little bit more control over molding a particular actor. So with that being said, I believed in myself, okay? Meaning I put my own money into my company.
Come on, say it.
And to build of where we are today. So I believed in myself, and I invested in that. So as actors and even models, you have to do the same. You have to invest in yourself in order for people to take you serious in the entertainment industry.
Right.
And it's funny, I want to tap off my next question is actually by what you said. Because when you start to invest in yourself, I want to talk about some of the challenges that you guys face as managers of talent.
Please?
Because like we talked about before, so many people, their expectations is like, you're just gonna put me right on the stage and I'm gonna be a rapper, or are you just gonna put me right on that runway with Victoria's Secret, or you're just gonna put me right on that big screen project. So what are some of the challenges that you all face with talent and just running your business and your brand? What were some of the challenges when you got ready to start your business that you faced at that time?
I'm chomping at the bit. I gotta go first, ladies. I'm sorry. The reason why I say that is because the challenge is this: the management role has shifted so much over the last decade to 15 years. What I mean by that, management is supposed to be a service, right? It's a pay for service. Typically, an artist is supposed to pay a manager a percentage or a flat fee, depending on whatever they negotiate.
We're not your personal piggy bank.
Come on, say it.
And
we're not your booking agent.
Say it.
But
I am.
That's a good question.
But I'm gonna give you a little bit of perspective on that. I agree with you 100%. We're not their personal piggy banks, right? But again, it depends on the level of investment that you have in said artist. If you're trying to mold somebody who you believe in, that you can get equity in it, and you think that as y'all build together, kind of like Shaka and Ludacris, right? They never had paperwork, they said. They just believed in one another, and I'm sure there was money being exchanged at the time when they were coming up. But my point was, the challenges that you face is trying to separate and run it like a business. And that was the thing. I'm kind of structured. I'm a financial advisor. I'm a numbers guy, right? And so when I was in business with this artist, because of my personal relationship with that artist and my belief in his talent and him being able to make it, it blurred the lines, right? I have my lifestyle money, right? And then we have what I call working capital, which you're supposed to use as part of an investment in your business. You know what I'm saying? And so let me explain that real quick. Lifestyle money means I need to pay my mortgage, my car, this, that, and the third. I got to eat. I got to do all this other stuff. But then working capital is supposed to be reinvestment of money that you make from shows, make from your artistry, make from everything else. And it should be, and reinvest it. It's kind of like the dope game to a certain degree, right? You take your money, you have re-up money. But that's supposed to be from the business itself, though, not from your household money. So the challenge is to try to separate the two, first and foremost. That's one thing. Second thing is what you hit it on, personal piggy bank. Artists think that they hire a manager so that they can start getting money from the manager to pay for videos, to pay for travel, to pay for, wardrobe, to pay for, professional headshots and cover art and, all the graphics and everything that comes with social media, radio campaigns, and I'm speaking from the music side of it, right? These things cost tens of thousands of dollars. And to be quite honest with you, that's why you see a lot of these street cats make it, because they got the bag behind them, right? But it's different when you have a professional manager.
Investor and manager go together. Like, the manager is different from the investor.
Yes,
you want the manager to get a cut.
Absolutely. And equity, right? Because as we talked about building a brand. I was a co-founder with the artists that I had, so I knew that I was going to have more skin in the game for that particular person, because we had bigger vision from an equity standpoint. What I mean by equity is that, like, we're building a brand that's going to have different divisions, like your company, where we're going to create residual income. We're going to create value that can now be sold or create revenue ongoing that we can profit from. So it's an investment, just like it would be in any mutual fund or stock, right? And so for me, that's the challenge, right? What's your time range, right? When do you see a return of investment, right? When money does start coming in, how do you break that bread, right? Because you still got to eat, but now we're blowing that line of lifestyle and working capital. So that's my take.
And I want to say this. In my profession, I work with a lot of models, makeup artists, hairstylists, people who provide a service. Models not necessarily provide a service, but makeup artists, hairstylists, hold on, Models, let me help you out understand something. You coming in the game green, one, because you don't really know what the industry is. So when you come to somebody like me, I'm an agent. My agency is a boutique agency. What a boutique agency does is we give you runway training, image consulting, go-see media training, photo shoots every 6 months. We do all these things to invest in you. So that money got to come from somewhere, right? Now, you expect all of these things free. No, because what I have to do with my license, my esthetician license, I got to go do makeup to bring money into the house. I got to teach runway classes. I got to travel internationally to keep the bank full so that I can give you your runway training, your image consulting, your go-see interviewing, pay the photographers to do your photo shoots, get makeup artists to come out, hairstylists to come out. Why do you think that all of that should be free to you when you want to be a model? You're not a model yet because all of this development has to be done to bring you up to par for a big agency, a commercial, a brand, somebody to want you.
Right.
So in order for them to want you, you have to possess the skills and the technique that they need to sell their brand because their bottom line is to make money. Your bottom line is to make money, but you can't make money if you don't have the training. So then you have to get the training, invest in your skills. You can't get it for free. And this is my problem. I've walked New York Fashion Week, Full Figure Fashion Week in New York, African Fashion Week. I've walked runways, right. Okay? You know,
right.
Okay. And what I did was, I said, okay, it's too many people out here not knowing how to do it. Right. So I turned that into a business. So I do runway classes, I do runway training, runway technique. Runway changes every 6 months.
Right.
In a year, runway changes at least twice. Because different designers come out, different brands come out. You have to possess all of these different things. You need to go to a casting, 6 designers sitting at the table, all 6 of them got a different aesthetic.
Right.
You got to understand what they want to see on the runway with their brand. You got to be taught that. So you want me to give you that for free? You know how hard I break my back to get that, to give to you for free? And that's my problem. Because these girls think they can rest on pretty. Models aren't pretty, they're unique. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you can't rest on pretty because look, I can make pretty hair. I can buy some hair, buy some makeup. I can make you pretty, yeah. But that's not going to get you the contract.
Right.
They got to see something in you that they don't see in 50 other different girls out there on the street.
Exactly.
So I have to train models how to be personable, how to engage, yeah. How to know how to have their own style and be unique, how to come into an audition where 60 girls are standing there, everybody in black. What you gonna do to stand out? Right. What you gonna do when you go in that room and that door shut to make them remember you out of the other 59 girls in black?
Right.
And these models want it for free.
Exactly.
I don't have to do too much with the hairstyles and makeup artists because they've already invested in their own success. They've got their licensing to get, to be the coders. But my thing is continued education.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask y'all this because I'm kind of confused now.
Oh, Lord.
So that's what the thing is talking about what the manager do. Right. So what I hear from you all is, I don't know, they pay y'all up front for you to manage them? Because you're talking about you got to go out here and get the runway, do the runway training, and do the makeup for the house. Okay. So when people come and they sought out for you for management, right? Mm-hmm. And y'all say y'all's paying, because ain't nobody put no damn money into me. So are y'all putting the money into them, or do they pay you? Because when they first start, they ain't making no money. So are you wasting your money? Like how does that work? How do y'all get paid?
Right. So this is like how you get paid, like off being a manager. I personally pick the people I want to deal with. Mm-hmm. Or if somebody keep coming to ask me, and I see their consistency, and I see them putting in a lot of work on their own first, I only manage like 3 people, well 2. I manage 2 people, I executive produce another person. But it's only 2 people, Johnny Apollo and E. Chapo. And I was just managing one person at one time. I told myself I wasn't going to manage nobody else besides this one person, but E. Chapo was just so persistent on me. And I was like, damn, she invested in herself, and I saw her. She had her own investor at first, and I was like, I just like you because you just coming. I really didn't want to do but one person at a time. Gotcha. So it's like, with that. So I look at things like, when I went to school, they taught me in business class, like, what's the number 1 rule of the business? What's the number 1 rule of business to y'all?
Make a profit.
No, it's to get a client and keep them.
Consistent, keep
I
clients.
ain't never heard that, but come on.
Oh,
Okay.
it is.
It's get a client and keep them. So I look at stuff like, okay, what's gonna make this person or this brand stand out amongst other brands? Because everybody got the same stuff, like baking soda. If you go to Family Dollar, you see Arm & Hammer, and you see the Family Dollar brand. Which one you gonna pick?
Just hands.
Family Dollar is cheaper.
Brand recognition. Brand recognition.
So this how.
Depends on you ain't right.
Yeah.
Right.
Either you cheat, like this me and
This is
DDLP, Family Dollar, I
But
probably
it's a
go on
market.
Hammer.
Yeah, so
They
it's all-
both the same.
They both the same. But I'm gonna pick Arm & Hammer over.
Yeah, because you
Family.
know that name.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm trying to do with these artists, make their name so recognizable. So you're gonna go pick this person over. That's how I'm gonna make my money. If I get you to pick this person,
Now you make your money.
So I'm gonna speak to more
Look,
simplicity. How I make my money is similar to you, right? It's like I want to pick the people that I want to work with first, right? Because you're right. Most artists aren't making any money starting
That's
off
right.
with. Okay, so there's different stages of when an artist should get a management or when a manager makes sense. For me, and the particular artist that I work with, I end up working with 3 or 4 artists by the end of it, is that, okay, I'm investing in you now, not to necessarily see all the money that I invested in you in the beginning come back, but once there starts becoming consistent income come in,
Yes.
right? So how a music artist, especially a rapper, makes money, especially at the independent level, if they're really good, right, is that they get features, meaning that I want you to be on my record with me, and so I'm going to pay you a fee for doing so. So when that money comes in, front end and back end, I get a percentage of that. All right.
Okay.
When you get booked for a show, right? So that means on a festival, at some club, and there's an appearance or whatever, and there's a fee associated with that. I get a percentage of that. That's how I get paid, right? So I recommend, unless you have somebody like myself or Jay Wise who investing in a person because we just believe in this person. This person has talent. I want to work with this person because we have a good relationship. I believe they can make it. If people are seeking after us, you put that business on the front end now. I ain't investing in you until, until I can kind of see who you are as a person. And I'm going to kind of meet with you probably a few times to see what potential you got for income, right? And like I said, artists make money off of merchandise as well. Look at it, he branded right now.
Brandon,
That's playlist party, right?
You did this.
If you're a good artist, and you have, So with that being said, I rock with his thing. So I'm gonna buy that hoodie. Right, but there's money that had to be put up to go get those things done, made, to be marketed, put on Big Cartel or some other independent merchandising website or something like that. So if I invested in that with the artists that I'm building with, we're gonna split that because I got equity in that, whatever that equity is. He may have 51%, I may have 49%. That's how we splitting that bread.
That's right.
But if it's somebody who they coming to me, they already have something established, then that percentage might be a lot lower. That might just be, it's like transactional fee. Like she's an agent. I had an agent as a basketball player. My agent only get paid when they give me a job.
That's right.
So it's a transactional relationship. That's why you see a lot of people get rid of managers, get rid of agents. You can hire and fire people as you want to because it's transactional, right? That's a transactional relationship. If you give me a job, G, then I'm gonna pay you for that job. You don't give me no job, you can say you still my manager or my agent, but you ain't gonna get no bread.
Right.
That's how that works, right? And so now to kind of bring it full circle though, a lot of artists, a lot of people now think that managers are supposed to be only an investor. A manager can be an investor, but that's not one and the same, right? So you have to differentiate between the two. An investor, the name investment in and of itself means to want to make something back from it. You're not giving anybody any money, right? If you're donating something, great. That's just giving. I'm giving you this money. To invest means that you want to get something back in return.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Didi. Let me because I just got to piggyback off this. I know it's your turn, but so then that goes back to when we think about what's the difference between a publicist and a manager.
I can tell you
You know,
that.
because they want their money up. Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They want their money up front, ain't no percentage, and they don't want no little
We got it now.
It's a
Hold on.
retainer.
They don't want no little money. They told us now they don't want no little money.
Right.
So
$2,500 to $5,000. Yeah.
So I
What's the difference?
Go ahead and answer. What is the difference? And I want to know the difference.
I got you.
The difference between what the publicists do and what the manager do.
I got you. A publicist is just that. They're trying to get your brand and your product, your things to the actual public. They're typically like somebody like BaLinda. They have relationships with magazines, with red carpet people, different shows. Like, again, everything goes back to music with me. If it's the BET Awards, the Hip Hop Awards here in Atlanta, you getting on BET Hip Hop Awards and you're going to be on the red carpet. You're going to get interviewed if I'm a really good publicist. When you drop music, when I release a single, it's going to go on every major blog out there, from Complex to whoever else, because the relationship that they have with those people. If you drop a project on Apple Music, you're going to be on the front page of hot new releases and things like that. They're making plays to give you public visibility. And they have to I shouldn't say guarantee that, but most cases they do. But that's when the research comes in. That's when the research comes involved at the right publicist. Who else have you worked with? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ask these people, have you ever heard of to somebody else that's been in the business that is successful, and go from that. A manager is just that. We're managing your daily affairs. My job was
They're not giving the game away for free. They're getting their money for what they do. Like she's saying,
it's a service thing.
They didn't want her to give it away for free.
Right.
You can't go to a publicist and get free.
And get nothing. You got to pay up front. But with an agent, and that's what I am going to book you jobs and get a percentage.
Yeah.
However, in order for me to make money, because I have a company that has divisions, I took the skills that I had as far as makeup artistry, runway coaching, image consulting, and being a great agent, because I do get models that visibility they need. People are moving from publicists to work with agents. People are moving from publicists to work with social media brand marketers, because a social media brand marketer can do the same thing that a publicist does, and you don't have to pay up front. That social media brand marketing, you get you get paid at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm gonna take for instance. Look, Miss Nickee the brand is a social media brand marketer, right? So I have clients that I do their social media all week. They want to see their brand all day long because they got working a full-time job, or they doing something, or they not computer savvy, right? So they pay me X amount of dollars, won't say, every week. So I'm getting paid every Friday by 5 o'clock. Every Friday. A check.
Right.
So I have to be consistent in having clients that are social media brand marketing clients. Right now I got 10. So I'm getting a check every Friday by 5 o'clock from 10 people, because I'm building their brands. I took one girl's brand she was a CO at a jail, a prison. She was selling makeup out of trunk. Now she has a full spa and brick and mortar and quit her job. Because I've been working with her for a few years, and now her makeup is international now. Because if I go international, I take her makeup with me. Every time I go online, and you see something on my face, and somebody always say, "Oh, I love that lip. Oh, this is."
Ms. Nick, can I just add this piece to the management before I forget? Managers are manager day-to-day affairs, right? It's to negotiate deals. It's to handle the inquiries that come in and things like that. A publicist is only doing a service for a particular thing, and that's it. Managers do day-to-day operations all day, every day. That's all I want to say.
That's the difference, though. That's the difference. And people want that. They want to say they PR, but can't do the work. Don't have the relationship.
So the publicist, you paying for a relationship and public exposure.
No, it's your job to do the research on that PR and see what accounts what clients have they put with big names. If you say you work with BET, what relationship who you done put on with BET?
I'm gonna make it simpler. Think of like a PR and a manager, right? PR is like marketing dollars. You want your ad, your brand to go on for a Super Bowl commercial, right? A manager is the company that has a service department headquartered in Atlanta that's working how this stuff is going to get out every day, right? You can have the best product, but if people don't know about it, It's for nothing.
Right.
That's what the publicists do. Publicists is your marketing.
Get out
It's
there,
marketing.
know about it.
The manager is getting distribution together.
Yep.
You know, how we gonna package this thing,
Foundation.
how much it's gonna cost,
So-
what's the profit.
So the management is the foundation.
Right.
Or
And
structural.
development,
Yeah.
and the development,
Yeah.
and then the
PR
publicist
is the
is
marketing.
the marketing.
Mhm.
Okay.
Your product
But
is
so
for
that
sale.
you're not paying so much money, they are moving from PR to social media brand marketing because social media
They call
has
it-
taken
they-
over
They don't
everything.
call it social media. They call it digital marketing.
Digital marketing. Digital marketing.
Yeah.
Same
You
thing,
can do
right.
websites.
You can do the same thing.
So what
Because
y'all are saying is some of these publicists gonna be out of business.
absolutely.
It
Oh, no, they
depends.
switch
Because
it.
what only if you
But you
It
can't-
depends.
It's all about
I don't
relationship.
think
I'm saying all of them.
I don't think so.
Unless they got the right
No, no, no.
relationship.
Right, that's it.
Well,
right there.
Or their business model change.
Well, no,
Right.
no. But this is what it is. It's just like every industry. You know, where everybody's something, right?
Yeah.
And so what the problem is, the real publicist
Mhm.
was probably stay in business.
Right.
Because in order for them to
Yeah.
stay in business, this is what they're gonna have to do though.
Sure.
Mhm.
I can see it
Mhm.
myself. I noticed that a lot of them don't feel like they need social media because they have the relationships, because
Right.
that's how it's been built
Right.
all this
this
time.
time.
But when they get into the space where they either create a division in their business or, you know, they do it themselves,
Mhm.
they up their social media marketing because a lot of publicists don't do
That's right.
social media. I mean, I research everybody all the time.
Mhm.
So they don't do a lot of social media marketing. So why a lot of them lose clients, because I be watching. Why a lot of them lose clients
Mhm.
is because they don't do what she just said. See, people want their
Or
brand
see
to
their
be
brand.
seen.
Yep.
So because if you my publicist and I'm paying you $2,500, $5,000, some of y'all charge $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, right? I'm paying you that much money a month. I can't see those relationships you're
That's
talking
right.
about, even though you might give me placement,
Mhm.
right? I only can see my face on social media. So why a lot of people don't stay with them is because they don't feel like you doing
They
the
ain't
work.
visible.
Because I can't
Can't
see
see
what
it.
you doing.
Right. Right.
And so I think the ones that get that piece will stay in business.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
They stay in business.
And then for those who don't,
Mhm.
they might just not be no publicists. But the publicists say they weren't real publicists anyway. So I don't.
But digital marketing,
That's what
man, with digital marketing, you can target. Like I can be like, all right, for artists and management. So I'm gonna look and be like, look at analytics, right?
Mhm.
And it's gonna be like, okay, this person getting this many spins in Atlanta, this many spins in LA, this many spins in this place. So only thing I'm gonna do, just being me, you know, I'm like, all right, we're gonna target LA, and we're gonna put more marketing dollars from, because everybody's on Instagram and Facebook
Right.
and all Twitter and all these social medias, and they done made it so you can just target this audience,
Right.
and you know, I'm gonna put more money in this particular area. I might put $10 over here, might put $100 where I'm getting the most spins at, because I see people over there is already gravitating to this particular
Right.
thing. So I mean, that's all a PR is supposed to do, is put your face in the places where you're already getting a lot of attention at, and make sure you're there, and make sure you're seen, and make sure you're in the right places. But if you targeting this place and you out here popping, they're gonna call you anyway.
Anyway,
Right.
come on.
So okay, so for those who are just, I want probably each one of you to answer this question. So because so many people, like we said, they're trying to figure out, should I stay independent? Should I have a manager? So for each one of you, what is the benefit of a talent like myself, because I'm a talent? What is the benefit of a talent working with your company?
Talent working with my company would be, the benefit is like, you're just so busy, you can't handle responding to people, you can't handle showing up on time, and you know, your schedule is just, you only supposed to get a manager when you can't handle it no more.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Right. Mhm.
That's a good.
Shout
That's
out
a
to
good.
Anita one day.
Right. Right.
That's my answer to that.
Look at my
Okay, Belinda.
What the benefits of being with BNTA? Is that
Yes.
what you're asking? Oh my goodness. I mean, you know, what we do is pretty simple. It's pretty transparent. As I stated, basically your benefit is to be able to get seen by, you know, producers and casting directors and
Yeah,
directors and
exactly.
stuff like that, and have the opportunity to go in there and audition for them, or be able to get a self-tape from them. And I'm not just talking about like independent people. I'm talking about projects that are actually that we actually see on TV.
Right.
You know, we actually see in the movies.
Yeah.
So that is one of the benefits that, you know, granted that you qualify, your talent is on that level to be submitted to that, you know, particular project. You know, you have that opportunity to, I mean, possibly even be seen by Tyler Perry's people. You know what I mean? You have the opportunity to be seen by, what is his name? Lee Daniels. You know what I mean? You have that opportunity to be seen by these people. Granted that, like I said, that your talent matches that submission. That's really important, that your talent has to match that.
Yes,
Because, right.
My bad, can I say one thing? A manager, you just want to tap into their network. The person with the best network, there you go. You know what I'm saying? My bad, I didn't say that part.
No.
You know, but that's, okay, I'm going to tap into your network. I didn't get no opportunities. I need to go get me another manager.
That's right. And see, with me, the benefit is, okay, she said, how can you make money? You need to be associated and affiliated and connected with people who are making money.
Okay.
And as an agent, if you are independent, you can get certain things. And I'm telling you, I have a girl right now, beautiful girl. She was getting great work as a freelance model. But going into the bigger brands, they didn't take her seriously because she didn't have an agent. Okay.
And they won't.
And they won't. And what it is, the agent is your personal cheerleader. They negotiate money for you.
Right.
They add credibility to your name because the agent is vouching for you.
Right.
And so that agency or the brand is going to look into the agency and see what the agency has done. And if on the roster of the agency, such as mine, you have, you know, those people that have done some major things, they're going to say, oh, that's her agent. We rock with this agency, so we'll give her $1,500 instead of $250. Because we have models that'll do fit modeling for $75 an hour, right? But if you sign by an agency, it starts at $150 an hour. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the credibility of it, and models want to tap into those relationships that you have with those people. Because if I send her out, I should not have to worry when she go behind that door and that door get closed.
Right.
Because she's with the agency. These people like her because she's with the agency, and she's going to rep the agency well.
And vouching for her. And they
Ooh,
know.
that's important.
And it's like you just like champion them.
Yeah, it's your cheerleader. Your agent's your cheerleader.
Sure.
What you said about repping, you feel confident that person, that is so important. Oh my gosh, for actors, in my case, for actors to understand when I say, okay, I want you to go on this audition, you go to that audition or whatever, and you get a live audition, so to speak, which everything nowadays is self-tape, submission, but sometimes they do say, hey, we want you to come in and actually see you and that type of thing. But oh my gosh, what she said is so important. When you say you're with an agency and you're being represented by that agency, you are a reflection on you.
Come on.
And I am a reflection on you. So if I send you out and you go out there, you're late. You know, all these things. Oh, I forgot my headshot, BaLinda. I forgot my resume. You can't do that. You can't do that. Why? Because they're going to remember, oh, BaLinda MiChaels Talent Agency. Oh my God, her actors came in, they didn't have her headshot resume. Trust me,
they remember bad before they remember good.
And it's a reflection on me. So you have to make sure that you say, I want an agent, I want an agent, I want an agent. Okay, now you got an agent. So you better make sure that whatever you do outside and even social media, my dear. Even social media, my dear. Make sure that you be careful what you post on social media. Because I'm going to tell you something. One of my talent, not going to mention the name, but you know who you are.
Go ahead.
They lost a very, very, very important role because the casting director made the choice on her own, or and went to their social media and saw something that they felt was not proper. So my point is, you have to be careful.
Yes, you have to be careful.
You are what you post.
All right, real quick.
Say that one more time, because a lot of people, they won't get it. Say that one more time.
You are what you post, especially
I'm
if
just
you
a
work with
Georgian.
BaLinda
I'm
MiChaels
just
Talent
a Georgian
Agency.
Falcons fan, and they disappoint me all the time. I still ride with you.
Check this out, though. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna take a different turn because I think we're putting too much on the individual having the opportunity to choose what talent or manager they get. We just talked about this, Jay Wise, that we choose the people that we want to work with.
I choose who I want to work with.
And it goes hand in hand with representation, right? You have to vet the talent that you have on your roster, and you can be very selective. So with that being said, I would say make sure that you be persistent, right? Because your skill level may not match up to a submission or to a certain level initially.
Be
but you're
realistic.
not right. Yeah, but you can also aspire to be at a certain level and put the work in to get there eventually. So you know that okay, at this point, here's why I need a BaLinda MiChaels talent agency. But right now, I might need to work with ABC talent agency because we're on the same level. We talked about that earlier, right? I talked about the importance of meeting people on their way up. So sometimes you may need a manager even at a lower level, even though your skill set isn't at a highest level.
That's right.
I'll tell you, prime example, me, I didn't know anything about artist management when I got in. I just had a very good skill set of knowing how to do business. Right. And people forget the word music business. It's music business.
That's what it is.
So the reason why I got good at what I was in artist management, even though I'm not some of the household names, if you will, I was able to get a lot of things done because I had a good business relationship, right? And so, give you a prime example. Chevy, a friend of mine who knows you all here, he introduced me to the show, but I was like, hey man, you don't have to make this trip all the way over here to come here or whatever the case may be.
No.
I'm good. He was like, no, but when we was at Patchwork Studios and you introduced me to Jason Jeter and Shaka, you made sure everybody knew each other and what role they had. So I want to return the favor to you. So when you do certain things a certain way, you can still learn as you go. So it's okay if you're at a level now where you still need organization, you still need structure, you need still people to do day-to-day stuff so that you can focus on the creativity or the skill development which you need to ascertain. But find somebody that's willing to build with you and learn with you. And so now y'all both are giving 150% and go from there. And then you'll get to that point. My goal, the reason why I'm no longer in the industry is the artists that I was working with, artists that I'm working with are now at a point where I always wanted to hand them off to somebody who did it at a higher level anyway.
Right.
I never wanted to be, you know what I'm saying, the Jason Jesus, Shaka Zulus, the Orlando McGee's, and all these people that are prominent managers in the game.
Notice how he knew who these people named. He did his research and he know who they are.
Right, yeah. And so
you didn't want to be that.
I didn't want to be that.
Right.
I saw talent in these particular people that I worked with, and I got them to a certain level. Like now here, it makes sense for you to go work with these people, the Kawan Praters in the world, and so on and so forth. So for me, it was a conduit to ultimately get to what I want to do. Because at the end of the day, my job is to help people, even as a professional, a financial professional. I want to help you manage your money right. I want to help you realize your dreams and goals. And that's what I did with artist management.
Yeah.
That's it.
But Dad, we sometimes you just be wishing you had more than an hour, cause
I know.
because you can't get everybody get so into it. So we gonna have to wrap it up because we've been way over time. He was like, been over time. So we're gonna wrap it up. But before we leave out, first of all, you all gave some great jewels, great niggas, and I hope that you all really paid attention to the detail of the information that they gave out, because the information they gave out consisted of a lot of strategy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that people look for when they're looking for you. So if you don't have a management, right, you ain't at that point, or you don't have that money or different things like that, they just gave you the nuggets, the information that is needed in order for you to get into some different places. And they told you when you feel like you think you on the fence, like, oh, do I need a manager? They just gave you the not characteristics, but the for you to know when you actually need a manager.
Yeah, they
or
just made me realize I need a new agent.
Come on, say it.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Outside of that, before we leave, I want each one of y'all to tell everybody how they can follow you all, and how they need an agent, or you choose your artist. So y'all go be, cause don't listen to him. Just go out there and be persistent. He might choose you, right? And then we know that you no longer do artist management, but you do something so important that all brands, all businesses, all artists need. So give your information, let them know.
I will say this. though I'm not day to day with a particular artist, I've thought about this, being an entrepreneur, having so many different streams of income, that I will be a consultant. A consultant means just giving you advice for a fee in order to maybe pick the right manager, to pick the right team and things like that. But I can be reached easily. My name, Lamont McIntosh on LinkedIn. I'm on that every single day, like his Instagram. So LAMONT, last name McIntosh, MCINTOSH. Look that up, you'll find me, Lamont McIntosh on LinkedIn.
Mine is only on the money page.
I wasn't even there right. I was like, that's a key one too. Like when you think about what social media outlets you need, platforms you need to be on, like he do financial literacy. He know where his audience is, his clients are, and that's LinkedIn. Okay, come on now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you how to spell my name because it's the only way you're gonna be able to find it. It's MSNICKEE. All the letters are married. Married. If you go on anything, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, everything social media, because I am a brand, you will find me. You can also go to our website, which is divadayinternational.net. You can email me at info@missnickee.com, MSNICKEE. And I always Google me. You can spell it wrong and still find me.
Hey.
Well, reaching out with BaLinda MiChaels Talent Agency, our social media handle is at BM Talent Agency.
Mine is JWise_15, but you don't have to find me. I'll find you if you have.
Come on. Right.
I got
Say that one more time. They need to know
You don't have to find me. I'm going to find you if you find.
Yeah. That's my word, find.
Well, you can find me, okay? You can find me. You can find me, Gwennetta Wright, on all social media outlets. You also can visit my website, GwennettaWright.com. And also make sure you come check our show out, not just on Facebook. Get us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Gwen Business Corner. D, tell them how to find you.
Well, you can find me at all social media sites at The Real Deonta B, and also my website, TheRealDeontaB.com. And we want you to remember to catch us every first and third Monday. They got me all tied twisted. Come think about everything that was just so good.
Yeah.
But every first and third Monday on Fox 54. And we have a show coming on tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So make sure
You tune in. So if you're in Columbus, Georgia, make sure 7, 8 a.m. Fox 54. We have a show coming on. If if you're not in the area, you can catch that show on YouTube at 7:30 on the Gwen Business Corner. Also, me and Deonta are founders of Reach for Your Dreams Inc. In 7 days, we have our big giveaway where we give away 1,000 toys and feed 1,000 families for Christmas in Columbus, Georgia. Please, we're doing a fundraiser called Give $10 for celebrating our 10 years of giving. So if you would like to donate to that cause, make sure you cash out us at R4YD or PayPal.me /Reach for Your Dreams Inc. If you're in the Columbus, Georgia area and you would like to donate to our event, make sure you reach out to myself, Gwennetta Wright, Deonta Blank, or Tiffany Wright, and we'll meet you to collect your donation. Also, we're looking for volunteers. I'll be sending out volunteer information out probably in about 2 hours when I get home. So definitely send me your information and I'll send that volunteer information out. We'll be accepting donations and volunteers all the way up until December 9th. Make sure you come out if you're in the area. It's a free event, open to the public. You don't have to have any requirements besides bringing your kids. It's a winter wonderland event. We have
getting in this event if you give your email.
We have artists, we have games, a whole lot of fun. We're so excited. 10 years, Lord, 10 years of giving back to the community.